Alright, so the next video we have is another tactic. This next tactic is called the pin. And you want to memorize the main tactics when you're playing, and keep these in mind. And just remember these various things somewhat, or try to remember them that I'm saying. And then this one is called the pin. So say it's white to move here, which it would be the white's move in this position. He can create a pin by putting the bishop on b5. And then the knight now cannot move. So this has the advantage of the knight cannot move because the bishop moves diagonal. They move diagonal to get to the square. And then if the knight moves, then it would put the king in check, and you cannot put yourself in check. It's actually illegal. So some beginners occasionally often be like, oh, move this, and then, oh, I took your king. You actually are not legal to move this. It's not actually legal to move the knight. It's illegal. You have to just say, make another move. You can't say, oh, move it and then I take your king, I won. You have to let the opponent make another move. If they touched it, it's illegal, so they just have to make another move. It's not automatically game over because it's illegal to move it. This one's called an absolute pin. That's when your piece is pinned to the king and then it cannot move at all. For example, this knight cannot move, but it's not that important because the knight may necessarily have a lot of useful moves, or the pin can be gotten out of easily by black going bishop d7 and blocking the pin, or black can go a6, and then if white wants to take, it's only exchanging the bishop for the knight, which is equal, but it does double the pawns. But exchanging the bishop for the knight, and the bishop is usually considered somewhat better, like 0.25 points better or something, or a third of a point better sometimes. So he'd be giving up to double the pawns, but trading the bishop for the knight, the bishop probably like barely more valuable, but it's arguable. But so that wouldn't give a huge advantage for white to take that. And so black can either play a6 or play bishop d7 to block the pin, or challenge the pin with a6, and then if white goes back, he'll play b5 and then actually block it. And then bad idea to take there because it's guarded by the pawn and lose a piece for a pawn. So then go back here, and that gives a reasonable position for both sides. And then another thing is there's also, this one is called the absolute pin when the pin is on the king. If the pin is not on a king, a piece of higher value is called a relative pin. So this one is a relative pin. In the relative pin, the piece can move, but it's usually a bad idea. So for example, the knight is now pinned to the queen because the bishop attacks diagonally, and if the knight were to move, the queen would be under attack and black could take the queen. So it goes here, and you take the queen, and then black is down big time. He's pretty much losing the game, but he obviously doesn't have to do that. He can make a different move, any other move, and probably challenge with perhaps playing a6 again, or play knight g7 or something, or yeah, just challenge with a6. And then this might not be a great move for black because it blocks his light square bishop, but again, that's absolute pin is a piece on a higher value where it's not usually a good idea to move, and relative pin is on the piece when it's pinned to the king and it cannot move absolutely. So there, that's it for that. So thanks for watching the video. Bye.